It's 3 a.m. and you're staring at the ceiling. You check your phone, put it down, check it again. Your mind starts running through tomorrow's problems and you wonder if something is wrong with you. But the real answer is stranger than that. For most of human history, waking up in the middle of the night wasn't a disorder. It was normal. Before electric light, people didn't sleep in one long, unbroken block. They slept in two. Historian Roger Akirch spent years studying diaries, court records, and medical texts from pre-industrial Europe. Again and again, he found references to first sleep and second sleep. People would go to bed shortly after dusk, sleep for 3 or 4 hours, then wake up naturally in the middle of the night. This waking period had a name: the watch. During the watch, people prayed, talked with family, tended fires, reflected, or simply sat quietly. Some even visited neighbors who were also awake. After an hour or two, they returned to bed for their second sleep. Akirch found more than 500 references to this pattern spanning centuries and cultures. It appears in Homer, Chaucer, historical records, and the journals of ordinary people who considered it completely normal. So what changed? Light. In the early 1990s, psychiatrist Thomas Wehr ran an experiment that unintentionally recreated ancient sleep patterns. He placed volunteers in an environment with no artificial light and exposed them to 14 hours of darkness each day. After several weeks, something remarkable happened. The participants stopped sleeping straight through the night. Instead, they naturally fell into two distinct sleep periods separated by a calm, waking interval. Their bodies hadn't forgotten. They had simply never been given enough darkness to remember. Think about that. The modern idea of sleeping 8 uninterrupted hours may not be humanity's default setting. It may be a product of electric lighting. For most of human existence, sleep wasn't a wall. It was a rhythm with a pause in the middle. Night wasn't meant to be 8 hours of complete unconsciousness. It was a cycle of rest, wakefulness, and rest again. So why does waking up at 3 a.m. feel so wrong today? Because you're alone in it. Your ancestors weren't lying awake scrolling through social media or calculating how many hours of sleep they had left. The watch was often shared. It was a quiet, accepted part of the night. You wake up now and the silence feels like evidence that something has gone wrong. They woke up and the silence was simply part of the schedule their bodies expected. Some researchers also believe this waking period served a purpose. Wehr's research suggested that the state between first and second sleep resembled a deeply relaxed, almost meditative condition. Instead of fighting wakefulness, people may have used it to process thoughts and let the day's experiences settle. Compare that to what many of us do now. We wake up, check the time, do the math, and immediately start worrying about not sleeping. Ironically, that anxiety may be what keeps us awake. The expectation of sleeping straight through the night is relatively recent. It only became widespread after artificial lighting extended our evenings and compressed our nights. As cities became brighter, sleep became more consolidated, and eventually we forgot there had ever been another way. For much of history, going to bed early, waking in the middle of the night, and sleeping again before dawn was simply normal life. So if you've ever woken up at 2 or 3 a.m. and felt broken because of it, here's the comforting part. Your body might not be malfunctioning. It might be remembering a pattern older than recorded history. That doesn't mean chronic insomnia isn't real. If poor sleep is affecting your daily life, it's worth talking to a doctor. But much of the suffering around a 3 a.m. wake-up comes from the story we tell ourselves about it, the belief that something is wrong. Some sleep researchers now suggest that if you consistently wake at the same time each night, fighting it can backfire. Sitting quietly in dim light for a short time before returning to bed may be more effective than lying there stressed and watching the clock. Not panic, not scrolling, just a pause. Your ancestors didn't have sleep apps, melatonin gummies, blackout curtains, or white noise machines. What they had was darkness, and enough time for sleep to happen naturally in 2 parts. It's 3 a.m. again. You're staring at the ceiling. But maybe this isn't the part where something is wrong. Maybe this is just the watch.